Welcome back. We are in week 5, lesson 2. In this lesson, we are going to go over what happens after a brand deal, right? So, the legal stuff, what you should do to ensure that you can keep working with this brand, and everything that goes on after sealing the brand deal. So, let's go ahead, jump right in, and get started. So, what happens after you seal the brand deal? The deal is done. Congratulations. You did it. You sealed the brand deal. Now, what do you do after that? So, first, let's go over the legal stuff. You want to make sure that you always sign a contract. You don't want to have to learn this the hard way, guys. Now, typically, most brands will have a contract for you to sign. If they don't, however, I have included the template that I use. Now, I'm not a lawyer and cannot recommend any legal advice. There's my little disclaimer, but I've attached just the basic template that I use if a brand doesn't have a contract. Luckily, this has never happened to me, but I have heard horror stories where someone has done all this work for a brand, they've posted for them, they gave them their photos, everything, and then after that the brand just ghosted them, which is horrible, right? Like, you never want that to happen. So you always want to make sure that you sign a contract and make sure that you and the brand are on the same terms. I've also seen someone who had a verbal agreement with a brand where the brand was a really large brand. They were supposed to tag the photographer in the photos that they used. They had agreed upon this, and then lo and behold, they didn't tag the photographer and they didn't sign a contract, so there was nothing the photographer could do. So having a contract will ensure that you and the brand are on the same terms of the agreement. It's on paper, and you both have to follow the agreement. When you get the contract, you also want to make sure that you actually read through it all, okay? So sometimes brands will put in there certain deliverables or exclusivity terms, which means that you cannot work with another similar brand that sells similar products. If you're getting paid or compensated for not working with another brand for 6 months that sells the same products, then that's great. But a lot of the times they aren't compensating you for that. And that's not fair to you, because if 3 or 4 months down the road you find another brand that you really enjoy, you want to work with them as well. It's been enough time has passed where your followers aren't like, oh my gosh, she just posted a different deodorant brand. She just posted one last week of another deodorant brand, something like that. So if it's like 3 or 4 months has passed by, you want to work with this other brand, and then you actually didn't realize that you have a contract with a previous brand, that you can't do that. So you want to watch out for those, and make sure that you address them if that's the case, and make sure they compensate you for the possibility of losing work for you. So you also want to watch out for payment terms, just to be clear on your behalf, because some brands only pay out like once or twice a month, and so it might be like 2 weeks before you get your payout, and then you're waiting, and you don't want to like come off as rude and say, hey, I haven't received my payment yet, when in their contract it states that the payout dates are the 1st and the 15th or something along the lines of that. So these are some of the things you want to watch out for. As well as the deliverables, you want to make sure that you're both on the same terms of what you are delivering to the brand, and it's what you discussed, and they're not throwing anything extra or leaving anything out. So please read through all of the contract. I also recommend sending them in an invoice a week or two after you have completed whatever you guys agreed upon. If they haven't paid you yet, send them an invoice. You can create these on Canva, which is the site we use to create the media kit, rate sheet, portfolio, all of that stuff. Canva also has invoice templates, so go in there, type invoice, fill out the template, and send that over to the brand. After you have finished everything, you also want to make sure that you send something a little extra to the brand. So typically this means stats on how the post performed, or you can include comments that people made about the products, anything like that. Put together a little package for them, send that out to them. A happy customer is a repeat customer, so doing this little extra step is something that a lot of people don't do, and this will really help you stand out to the brand, and they will want to work with you again if they are happy with the results. They're happy working with you, was a pleasure, and going the extra mile, sending them the stats, a little package put together by you. Usually I do this in Canva as well. Again, it's my favorite graphic design website. But I pretty much make it like my case studies, just tailored to the specific brand and whatever photos or posts that I did for them. So you want to do this like a week after the post, just in case you get any little extra people tagging along at the end. But yeah, this is a really great way to stand out to them. And like I said, a happy customer is a repeat customer, and that just saves you more time of trying to find another brand to work with. You also want to make sure that you update your portfolio regularly. You never want to send out an outdated portfolio that has old numbers or old stats. For example, say you gained 100 followers in the last month. You want to make sure that you update your portfolio to reflect that. Anytime you send out your media kit to another brand, you want to make sure that your portfolio is updated, because what you charge in January of this year should not be what you charge in August of this year, right? Because if you're following everything that I have taught you guys, you should be growing your profile, building a more engaged audience, which is all going to be more valuable to the brands. So always make sure you update your portfolio, your case studies, your rate sheet, all that. And then the last thing we're going to talk about is follow up with the brand. So after you've done your posts, you've sent them the content, you have sent them the stats on everything, a month or two down the road, contact them again, follow up, send them your updated media kit, and pitch to them again. Like I said, if they were happy with everything that you did, the performance of the post, your content, everything like that, then they should be more than happy to work with you. If they aren't, though, don't be discouraged, because sometimes brands do and don't have a budget for influencers depending on where they're at in their business plan. But reaching out to the same brand is not going to hurt you. If anything, it just shows them that you really enjoyed working with them and that you would like to do it again. And if you already have some of their products, then it's super easy for them, because, hey, they don't have to send you anything. They already know that they enjoyed working with you the first time, so they're more likely to say yes. So always make sure that you follow up with the brand a few months down the road, pitch to them again with your updated media kit, and this is another way that you can be financially free as a content creator. So this is all we have to cover in this module. As always, I hope this was extremely helpful to you guys. I know that if I would have had this in the beginning, I would be so much more farther than if I would have tried researching everything myself for the past 3 years. So I'm super excited to be able to give you guys this information. I'm excited to have you take it and implement it and start making money doing what you love. I'm so passionate about helping people, and I know that this entire journey for me has just been life-changing. It's been so fulfilling, and I'm so excited that I get to do that for you guys. So I hope that was helpful. We have one more week, which we'll go over multiple streams of income as a content creator. But until then, happy pitching, and I will see you guys next week.